Good morning. You're in the back room with Becky, and it's a terrific Tuesday. My days this week are all messed up because I've been so busy that I haven't had time to really keep up. And so I've done some of my reviews at night, and some of my reviews, I'll make it up to you. You're in the back room with Becky. It is terrific Tuesday. And what are we talking about? Love and hip hop. Sounds like an oxymoron to me. And we may have one of my other friends come in to tell you a little something about the girls of love and hip hop. Now, what really, really just gets me annoyed is I'm allergic to bullish. I don't like, if you gotta be bullishing me, then we got a problem. That means that you can't be real with me. That means that I'm meeting your representative each and every time, and very well could be way into a friendship with somebody and still don't know the person. Who am I really gonna talk about? I mean, I really, really am proud of Jim Jones that he stepped up and has asked this woman to marry him. You know, it's been 7 years, but in some states they already married. So, what kind of message are we sending? I really don't talk a lot about love and hip hop, but I just feel like with a couple of issues that I wanted to touch on. The first issue I wanted to touch on was the fact that, everybody has a hard on for Chrissy. And I think that is haterism. The epitome of haterism is to covet something somebody else has or begrudge someone something that they got for whatever reason. Because somebody loves them. Yandy need a man. She need a man in her life so she can get out of her business like that. If your mentor tell you step wrong, you step right off in some doodle. You don't never try to come between a man and his woman, and you just the manager. Now, unless you sleeping with him and you got some leverage, and I don't think so. You might have wanted that, but that's not what happened. Okay, it's always a dangerous game when you're in management, in media, arts, and entertainment. You have to work so close together. You have a tendency to bond like a family, but don't please remember that they are not your family, and they will not take your bullshit. Oh, did I say the word? I said the word. Okay, I put a penny in the thing. See, this is every time I swear, I have to put it into my sister friend, the piggy bank. So every time I curse, I have to put the penny in there. So anyway, I'm very, very glad to see, like I said, to see the representation that our rappers are not assholes and that they're not just out here hitting it, quitting it. Now, I do have issues. Okay, let's talk about Emily. Emily is the baby mama and former girlfriend of the not so fabulous Fab. Okay, so now Fab's former employee is coming and giving this girl advice, and she basically like saying, "This is why I lose respect for what hip hop is being represented as, because it's like they treat the women like whores. They pay you, they buy you nice things, but they're really emotionally unavailable." Okay, when I see that kind of attitude being prevalent or being perpetrated or perpetuated on the big or little screen, I got a problem with that because that's not all of them. Jim Jones did the best thing he could do to save his little soul because maybe he'll be back next year. Jewels, you in jail. Okay. Fab, you let a good woman go because you're still young. That's what I keep looking at. How old are these people? Because some of the stuff I see them do, this fighting and cat scratching and backstabbing and lying and dipping in somebody else's Kool-Aid and you don't even know the flavor. Yeah, that was an old one. But that's what I feel about Yandy. Yandy should know better. She just messed herself up. She's got to reposition. She's got to get new clients. And she's got to hope and pray that the backlash from Jim doesn't touch the rest of the hip hop culture. Because they're looking at you now like, she talks shit about your woman. If she get in too close, she thinks she is your woman. I am just as guilty. When I managed the Big Goody Girls, some of them call me mama. I was baking cookies, like I was having the girls call me, and I was like, hold up. This is a job. This is a business. And even though I have special relationships with all my girls, and because we're a new company and I'm trying to cut corners wherever I can, sometimes we're rehearsing at my house. I have the largest space. So it's not that you shouldn't have a close relationship with people, especially creative people, because you ain't gonna get nothing out of them if you hinder them emotionally being who they are. Free, free spirits have to be free to fly. Now, the discussion between Emily and Chrissy is what disturbed me. And then before that, it was Winter and Emily. Winter tells Emily, you might as well go on back to Fab, even though he's cheating, even though he's not really ready to sit down and be loyal, completely loyal. I think you need to keep your own place. If you want to go back with him, go back with him. But make him date you and make him win time with his children all over again. That's my advice. They telling you, well, you like to ride in the Bentleys and you like the money and, it comes with a price. Sounds like hookerdom and a job for BJ the Lady Bill. So then Chrissy pretty much confirmed and concurred with what this young lady Winter had to say about the relationship of Emily and Fab. Now, Emily has been wounded. He never took part in anything that we saw except for when she did that fashion show. Then, up jumped in it. She's getting ready to be able to be as independent as she wants to. I wouldn't make him work for it. You made it too easy. And then we got to fall over to Kimbrella. Kimbrella, she came on there blowing a lot of smoke and being inappropriate. And see, I keep telling you, we women, I don't care if you black, yellow, white, yellow and white, red and brown, whatever race you are. I don't care if you thick, thin, or in between. We women need to get ourselves together. Stop fighting each other. Learn how to get along with each other. Because if you want this new revolution, and I'm sure we all want real equality in arts and entertainment across the board, black women have been left out a lot of times when they shouldn't. Thick people have been left out when they shouldn't. So when you get a show like Love and Hip Hop, and all they're doing is fighting, cussing, bickering, drinking champagne, and fighting with no drawers on and getting knocked to the ground, Louis Vuitton's up in the air, ass all out for the world to see, nobody's going to take you seriously. It's like watching a cartoon. However, last night rather, yeah, I know, I'm on medication. They're trying to get my lymphedema under control by tomorrow night's show. So that means heavy diuretics. And if I know anything about this disease, you know that when you're on heavy diuretics, So I'm trying to get through with the show before I have to go back to hiding and pee again. Too much information, Becky. Shh, you didn't hear that. So Kimbrella now is in a position that she slept with Fab when Emily was pregnant. Tacky. She said she didn't know nothing about her, and I guess that's why Fab liked it the way he had it, because he pretty much could do whatever he wanted to do. And what you gonna do? Where you going? You know you love me. Okay, so now when Chrissy says to Emily, now they're both involved with rappers. This is why these women are there. Either they're in the business themselves or they're attached to somebody in the business. I really hate the term baby mama and baby daddy, but it is what it is. So, now I had high praise for Chrissy. And it's really sad. I can tell, that they are very young women and they place a high value on material things. And I just want to say to my sisters, we do not have to sell our souls to ride in a Bentley. And when she said this men would do what they do, I remember saying the same things when I was cheated on and I was in a long-term relationship, committed relationship. My husband, he cheated and I said to him, I can't stop you from doing anything that you choose to do. But I would expect that you would respect me enough that don't nothing, not germ, not sperm, not baby, not no chicks on my steps. nothing should come back to me. And I thought that I was handling things well. Well, I literally gave him permission to mistreat me, and that is what that is. I don't care if you rap God. I don't care if you rap Jesus. You need to start acting like what men that are in leadership positions act like. I know you're an artist. I understand that. I understand it's hip hop too. But this is the hip hop generation. When my generation sit down, the people that started hip hop will be in retirement pretty soon. The people that are coming up now, and these young ladies, and the people that are being influenced by hip hop, there's the video vixens is on the way out. I don't think so. I think they're going to always have video vixens because there's always going to be a hungry, thirsty chick out there that puts less value on herself. Now, you say, I'm a burlesque dancer. Yeah, some things I'll take it up a notch because I am trying to make a living. But more importantly, I'm trying to establish a company. If these women really believe that the quality of the relationship is based on he not letting none of that stuff get back to me. So it's kind of like you got a hall pass. Men will be men. What the hell does that mean? Men will be men. Like that's a carte blanche for if they go out and cheat, go out and stay all night long, if they're irresponsible. You can't be irresponsible and trade fluids with me. So I hope, you try to get pregnant, Chrissy. I can't believe she gave that advice. Now, she says her man is loyal to her, and for her sake and God, I hope he is. Mama Nancy, midlife crisis and competition. And that's her only boy. I'm like, come on. I'm surprised it didn't get ugly than it did. But she is who she is. I respect that her and Chrissy made up. I'm glad they made up. Kimbrella showed herself to be human this week. Because now she's getting a taste of what Emily had a taste of when you rolled up in there on her. And like, I just want you to know that, I'm going to just keep it real. And, me and Fab, we went out. We dated. It was a thing. And I just feel like if I'm in your face, I should tell you this. Well, bitch, no, you should not. You should have taken her off camera and told her, now your shit is laid bare. Karma is something else. When you out here talking smart and being real bitchy to your sister girls out here, it won't be but a minute before you're going to be in her situation, and it's not going to be nice. It's not fun now, is it? No. And it was just a thing. It's not just a thing that your man is out there doing whatever he want to do. It wasn't just a thing with Emily. For them to sit and tell that girl to go back to him and let it roll. And he's going to come around sooner or later. Well, I would keep my own place and have my own agenda. And when he do come around, he better hope that I'm still available. You're in the back room with Becky. Just one little closer. Olivia, I have to say, I think by Rich getting really serious with her, he did what he had to do. But I'm almost at that place where, the people that have invested in me are like, okay, you're going to have to, we done roll with you for 6 months. And by the grace of God, you start producing and you will get paid. But Olivia spent so much time, just making sure she gets camera time, and reminding people that she's been on the music scene, yada, yada, woo, woo. You only as relevant as your last piece of work. That's why my mother said, I thought you was out for January. I said, Mother, I got some bookings for the Big Goody Girls. We're not to that point where we're so wealthy we can say, I don't want to do that. We are working as hard as we can work. Sometimes because my girls are still on working other jobs and in college, then, it may be a night where it's just 2 Big Goody Girls and a guest dancer. It may be all 3 of us. I'm starting the auditions in March, but it's like you make a choice in this world what you're going to commit yourself to. And if you're committing yourself to somebody that's not committing themselves to you, it's you that got the problem. And it's you that you have to blame. No one else. No one else. You can't blame anyone else. And if you really want to see some progress in hip-hop or anywhere else, I want to see some real relationships, But then, these guys, they're the wrong ones because they want to smoke their stuff. They're going to do some stuff. And, him going to jail and she talking about it was more than just a little disagreement with a neighbor. That neighbor must have been scared for his life. Now, I don't know how it jumped out like that, but it did. So, you know, Emily and Kimbrella have a lot of things in common because, like I said, Carmen's a bitch and she never forgets. You in the back room with Becky. I can't say too much about Yandy. Mama Nancy, I'll be glad when you get through with this. Herb give us some grandbabies so she can sit her ass. I love her spirit. I don't always like what she does. I love the fact that Olivia is now has to face the fact that she's not as hot as she thought she was, and she's got to regain an audience. And that means you might have to get out here and go on tour. You may have to get out here and front your own show. You may have to do some loans and put your mortgage up on your condo and all that to get where you try to get. But, baby girl, that you stepped up and said you was willing to do that because the deal on the table just to you was like bondage, then you better act like you know and stop treating people like they're irrelevant just because you was here that was 8 years ago. You almost got to recreate yourself. I love the new song. I hope that's what you push instead of that cookie cutter shit. Don't try to be Beyonce. Don't try to be Sierra. Be who you are. And if you ain't figured it out, get a therapy. Peace and love always. For the people, baby.